Live from HTV News, it's the third 2020 presidential debate. And here's your host, Gerald Savage.
Good evening, all. From the University of Oklahoma in Norman, I'm Gerald Savage of HTV News, and welcome to this week's third and final presidential debate between Republican President Trump and Democrat former Vice President Joe Biden. And whoever decided to have a final debate should be fired immediately after this.
It was a suggestion!
As you all recall, the first debate was kinda all over the place, mostly due to interruption from Trump. The second debate was a little more civilized, but there was still interruption. But now is the time where we can hopefully have an actual civilized debate tonight. Before we bring out the presidents, I just want to let everyone know, as moderator, to be silent throughout this debate unless something really, really good is about to occur. So no noises except now. Here's President Trump and Vice President Biden.
Joe, take that thing off. You look like Darth Vader.
At least I don't have COVID.
Well, I don't have COVID either.
Of course not. You never had COVID, you overripe, jealous, egotistical, vote-stealing, sickness-faking, mushy-looking peach! Well, I see you're...
Mr. Savage, Joe is being very mean to me. The people are just as mean to me as Joe was mean to me. And I want to end this debate before I start to cry.
We haven't even started yet. And you're over here talking about,
I want to end this debate before I start to cry.
so you can man up or man up.
He doesn't know how to do that. But I don't want to hear any more lip from him.
You have more lip than I do.
You remember how he kept interrupting me throughout the first and second debate?
Oh, bullcrap! You were interrupting me with your verbal diarrhea coming out of your putrid butthole mouth! And I'll bet you leave a bad taste on other people's mouths with your burnt onion-looking self. Oh yeah, let that simmer. Alright, we're already holding up the debate. Each of your parties have agreed that you will have 1 minute uninterrupted to answer each topic. Hint, the uninterrupted. So let's try and have a civilized debate, which you know is not going to happen tonight. So, the first topic is COVID-19.
Oh no.
Mr. President, our COVID-19 cases are spiking at newer levels every single day. Schools are on the fence about having their buildings stay open. And that goes for different states like Texas, New York, Arizona, Massachusetts, and Oklahoma. Do you think that schools should close down and go virtual, and why? You have 1 minute, and I mean 1 minute. Go.
I think there should be different schedules about how they're going to keep their schools open and go virtual at the same time. Because when you look at a lot of these cases at these different schools, it's a roller coaster, but a small roller coaster. And that goes for a lot of bars and nightclubs and restaurants.
What
too.
are you saying, Mr. President?
I'm saying all these different spikes or surges or whatever, they're like roller coasters.
Okay, Vice President Biden, your answer. Look, these cases aren't like a steel lasso or a wild cat or a diamondback. See, they're like a silver bullet. They go up there, and they stay up there. What I'm trying to say is we need our children and teenagers and young adults to stay safe. So I think we should close down our schools and go virtual for an indefinite time frame so that
That's baloney on rye bread and you know it.
Oh gosh, here we go again.
I think there needs to be a mandated schedule for different schools in the U.S. that can open for less students for at least 1 to 2 days a week, and you say the complete opposite.
Look, all I'm
I
trying...
suppose you want the economy to shut down too.
You shut up!
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! God!
Another question about COVID-19 is how will you save the lives in this country and this world from this virus? Do you have a certain plan?
Well, here's the thing. I was diagnosed with COVID-19 on October 2nd and stayed in the hospital for a short period of time because they gave me this incredible medicine and they said I was immune to it. I don't know if it's a few months or a lifetime, but the doctor said I was immune to it. But we're working on a plan for it. We have a vaccine and it'll be ready in weeks most likely. But right now, people are living with this virus. I look at different charts and see that younger people are living with this virus. In different families. My youngest son, Baron, he was diagnosed with COVID-19 and he's now immune to it. Same as my wife, who had it, she's immune to it too. Younger people can recover faster from the virus and be immune to it.
Who do you have working on the vaccine?
We have Johnson & Johnson. We have the most incredible scientists in the world. We were originally planning on having this thing be ready by the end of the year, but now production has gotten a lot faster. I mean, tremendously faster, thanks to Operation Warp Speed, which is a military protocol. So now we're saying it'll be ready to be administered to the general public within weeks.
Okay, Vice President Biden, the same question applies to you. You have 1 minute.
I would like to respond to a couple of things he said.
Okay, go ahead.
Listen, folks, what this giant hairball just said is that people are learning to live with this virus. People are learning to die with this virus. This is the same person who said this will all go away by Easter, or by the warm weather, by the heat in the summertime. This is even the same person who even said that this was a Democratic conspiracy, which it is not, obviously. How many of you at home are dealing with losing a loved one who died of COVID, sitting at the dinner table and knowing that there's an empty chair because your loved one died of COVID? And the vaccine? Come on! A vaccine is usually ready within years, maybe even decades for it to be administered to the public. And I don't think a vaccine is ever ready within weeks or months. And plus, I don't even think that Trump's family has ever had COVID. Oh, now you want to talk about family? Gosh. Let's talk about your family. No, let's not. Your son Hunter Biden, he's made a fortune in different countries like Ukraine, China, and Iraq. And your brothers too. They have made a fortune in those different countries. Some of this was when you were vice president. I'm willing to bet that you have gotten a share of the money that they have made from those countries. That's not true. Look, the main concern right now is not about Trump's family or my family. It's about your family, period. I'm willing to help and do all I can do to save those families and yours too, if elected president.
Okay, very nice answer, Vice President Biden. So, the next topic I want to touch on, pause, is the economy.
Oh no.
President Trump, by the beginning of the pandemic in March, the country went through a terrible shutdown, meaning all schools and regular jobs were closing due to the virus. You ordered that the economy would reopen by Easter. Right now, the economy is receiving a few low numbers. Do you plan on doing anything about that? You have 1 minute.
Well, let me explain. I was a businessman. I still have that businessman mentality, which you don't get that a lot from any other president, I'll tell you that much. But I think the economy's doing great. No question there. The numbers are beautiful. Beautiful numbers. I don't really have a plan for it if the numbers are good.
Okay, Vice President Biden, your answer. You have 1 minute.
Look, the numbers right now aren't beautiful. If anything, they're pitiful. I swear, the numbers are just like a heart monitor, but a slow heart monitor. Which is why I plan to do something about what's going on with this country if elected president. Which means I will save the economy from having all different families going through another Great Depression. I suppose you're going to take all the money that you've saved up from not paying your taxes and from your family to save the economy?
You know I've paid my taxes and I'm still paying them.
Really? We don't see a record of your tax returns.
Don't you start with tax returns on me. You're the one who hasn't shown a single tax return since the first 4 years you were in office. What are you hiding?
I'm not hiding anything.
Don't lie, Trump. I'm not lying about anything. You're the one who's lying.
Well, if you're not hiding anything, and if you do pay your taxes, then show us.
Show us.
I don't need to show you anything. I've told you before that I paid $750,000 in taxes.
Okay, Trump. Usually a president would pay more than $750,000 in taxes.
Not me. They told me all I had to pay was $750,000 a year.
Who's they?
The United States government, the Senate, all of those places, Joe.
Oh, please.
You must have paid a lot when you were in office, didn't you?
I did.
I'll bet that when you were in debt, you asked your family for some of the money that they had made from their fortune.
Oh,
yes, you did.
No,
Yes,
you
you
did. Okay. We've taken up too much time. I have 2 more topics I want to talk about. The next topic is social injustice / systemic racism. And that's a lot of S's, my friends. The first question I have is for Trump. Mr. President, at the end of May 2020, the country went through a reckoning stage. For instance, the deaths of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, who were victims of police brutality. Tell me, do you have any plans for ending systemic racism in this country?
Let me tell you, I've seen some significant damage to our country. Mexicans have been coming here illegally, but we fixed that. 400 meters of brand new wall, and now we don't have to worry about that.
You're dodging the question, Mr. President. I'm talking about Black Lives Matter.
Well, I believe Black Lives Matter. I mean, think about it. No one has ever done more for Black Americans than I, Donald Trump. I am the least racist person ever. What are you laughing about? I am. Unlike Joe over here.
Hey, don't you start with that bull crap.
You know what you called the black people.
Stop.
When you signed the crime bill in 1994.
Don't start.
You called them, I'm gonna say it, Joe.
Don't say it.
I'm gonna say it.
You better not say it.
Super predators. Truth hurts, doesn't it?
You know that's not true, so shut up.
Do you mind if I respond to that?
Oh, go ahead, please.
Thank you. What Trump has said about me is not true. But however, I will tell you some things that Trump has said and done. Oh no. On the awakening of Black Lives Matter, when there was a peaceful protest outside the White House, you want to know what this man has done? No. This man took some of his military people.
Wrong.
And had them spray tear gas on them.
Wrong.
Just so he could go across the street to a church.
Wrong.
And held up a Bible.
Oh.
And do you want to know what the bishop of that church said about Trump? No, they don't.
Yes, we do.
He called him a disgrace. He's been retweeting about white supremacy on Twitter. He's been shaming all of the different women and black people. And he's been keeping Mexican children locked up in cages. And on the first debate, when he was asked if he would end white supremacy, he said these words: stand back, stand by, stand down, and stand ready.
Oh.
That's war talk, Trump. So therefore you can't say that you are the least racist person ever. Because you're not the least racist. You're the most racist person ever. And a misogynist too.
Wow.
And if you have done more for black Americans than any other president, you've made their lives miserable and fearful. Truth hurts, doesn't it?
Well, I see you had your answer already straightforward. And I really like the wardrobe you're wearing.
Thanks, Gerald. I'm wearing black, brown, and gold because I want to help represent all black people in America. All black lives are as good as gold. They are God's people, and so are we. So right now I say to all the black Americans, right on. Excuse me. Aren't you going to compliment my outfit?
Oh, It's fine. Now, the last and final topic is about what you would say to Americans who didn't vote for you if you were elected president. So what would you say directly to the American people at your inauguration ceremony?
I want to keep making America great. I want to make sure all this stuff we're doing is perfectly fine with COVID-19 and everything, the vaccine, and make sure we are doing everything right.
Okay, Vice President Biden, your answer.
To all the Americans, I'm not a Democratic president. I am of the Democratic Party, but I'm an American president. I don't see states of red and blue. I see the United States. But of course, red and blue can make purple. I will do all I can do with the power as president to beat and shut down this virus, save the economy, end social injustice, have a better Affordable Care Act called Biden Care, and have a better criminal justice system reform. And with that, I thank you.
All right, that concludes the third and final presidential debate. I'm Gerald Savage of HTB News, signing off. So, Michael, what did you think of the debate?
I have lost all respect for Donald Trump.